group of 5 coaches. We have come together in this particular climate of internet collaboration to offer you a unique service. We offer unique and different perspectives on many issues. And as a result, we take a question every so often and discuss it amongst ourselves to give you a bit of a flavor of how we work. Today's question is there a way to look into the future? No doubt it's quite an ambitious topic. And so I'm going to give you my opinion first. And so the first thing I want to say is that I hope you are familiar that inside what we call a skull or a brain, there are different parts. Some psychology research has demonstrated there's a bicameral mind. There's one mind which is linear, sequential, and so on, and there's another one which is broader. Other experiences through deep breathing techniques or even chemicals, ingesting psilocybin, for example, have given human beings the opportunity to restructure their brain in such a way as to have amazing insights. One could even go as far as to say, look into the future. So that's one way. On a more formal level, specific governments, the Chinese, for instance, have taken a long-term view as to how they strategically move along in order to achieve their goals. So the bottom line is this: there are 2 ways to look into the future. One is systematic and strategic, with objectives that you meet one after another towards a specific goal. The other one is through introspection. The main obstacle to that, or the thing that stands in the way, is what we call the conscious mind. So any technique, whether it's breathing or meditation or any other activity that you find such that your mind can free itself from its day-to-day activities and move into a different dimension, is definitely something to explore. So if you want to look into the future, look into my eyes.
I'm quite inspired by this question. And I think that if we look at the history of this country, at the beginning of the 90s, there was a gathering of top thinkers in a country that got together close to Stellenbosch, a little village, a wine village here in the Western Cape. And they created the Montreux scenarios. Now, the Montreux scenarios, to a certain extent, were stories about the future. And to a certain extent, some of those stories did, to some and lesser extent, did come together. That they did come together, they came true in the sense that some aspect of the one scenario and another aspect of the other scenario got jointed together, and voila, there it was recognized as part of the Montreux scenarios for then and for now. I think our group, the C5 Beyond Coaching Group, has come up with a very interesting similar scenario. And that is to say that the world has become so complex in this time, experienced by all of us. So it is the complexity theory multiplied by 10, in a sense. And yet there is a way to actually capture the usual linear way of approaching complexity and problem solving by adding additional perspectives. And I think the beauty of our approach is that we create different windows on the same problem looking in, therefore multiplying your capacity to resolve issues at a much higher level. And therefore, my way of answering the question would be, yes, there is a new way, and this way is a multiple perspective window on the same problem situation, elevating our thinking to a much higher productive level of approaching it.
And for me to look at the future in a different way is to start to change my mindset and to start to think with my whole body. So if I want to look with my heart, if I put my hand on my heart, suddenly I indicate to my body that I can also want to look with kindness about the situation, not just with my intellect. And so there is different ways to do it in a somatic way. But the other things for me is to break your habits. And I think through this COVID-19, we had to basically come with new habits, for example, to wash our hands, And if you use your hands and you wash your hands vigorously and get rid of your emotion, your stress, that's another way to use your body. If you go to a meeting and you always go to a meeting with the same role, then suddenly the mask that we wear, you can use your hands and switch your role and come back with a new identity, a new role in the meeting. So for me, in the future, the success will be collaboration, but also expansion of all our senses and looking at the future through more than what you used to do.
Well, I haven't changed my way to look into the future. You know, the past is usually pretty boring because it's done. There is nothing we can change. It's, as the name implies, it's past. It's history. The future, on the other hand, is the exciting part because we can dream anything. And the more crazy the dream, I think the better, because most of the time these crazy dreams actually happen, and they sometimes even happen better than we expected. So from my part, I won't stop dreaming, and please don't stop either. Go for it.
And to me, what's interesting is that in the future, more than ever now, I hear about collaboration, but it's more, to me, it's more than just collaboration. I used to say that if we would substitute the I with the we, being selfish would be very precious to the whole planet. Because I believe we need to start to not think for ourselves as an individual, but to think together as if the whole humanity would come together with a common mind. And I think that's the key for the future, because in the future, if we don't come together with a common mind, we're gonna be under, you know, the events and the circumstances that will eventually, you know, determine our future. So to me, the coming together in CFI is one thing that reflects what I believe is going to be the newity of the future, because to be alive and to feel alive and to be together is going to be the character of humankind. I hope. I mean, I hope that's going to be the change, because I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's what I really want to contribute to. With my responsibility, with my personal responsibility. So this is what we think about this topic. And if you have any comment, any question, if you want to suggest a topic that you would like for us to engage with, or if you want to set up a coaching conversation with the five of us, please write your email in the notes below the video, and we'll take care of contacting you as soon as we can. Goodbye.